AI has improved a lot over the last year, and I was wondering if the improvements can be used for Magic the Gathering, but more specifically for Casual Commander. Evaluating Magic cards is already pretty difficult, but in the context of Casual Commander, where metas and play groups can vary a lot, it can be even more difficult to determine how good a card is. So I wanted to put ChatGPT to the test. And one way to test AI is with a Turing test. Basically, we try to see if ChatGPT is indistinguishable from a human. So I took this prompt. In the context of Casual Commander, can you rate the Magic the Gathering card blank? When you rate it, use this scale. S for a staple, which goes in basically every deck within the colors. A for a very good card that goes in most decks within the colors. B for a best-in-class card, which is very good but only in a certain type of deck. C for a card which is niche and only goes in a few decks. And D for a card which is a dud and you would not recommend using. I know this is the scale MTG Goldfish uses. I'm borrowing it for this video. It's pretty good. Please give the card one of these ratings and tell me why. I then had a friend of mine take this prompt and give it to a bunch of my patrons. And then he got a response from ChatGPT and my patron. He's then going to present me with both of the responses, and I'm going to try and see if I can suss out which one is ChatGPT and which one is a real person. Before I show you how ChatGPT did, if you like my videos, consider subscribing and checking out the Patreon. I plan to do more things involving patrons in the future, so if you want to be part of that, check it out. And play along and try to guess which one you think is the real person. Yeah.
So you want me to give the ratings first?
Yeah, just give me the letter rating first.
One of the ratings was an A.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The other, a C.
Alright, I feel like the A is the actual person and not the AI. And I wonder if they're just overvaluing this card.
Here's one of them. Lord of Extinction is a powerful card in Commander, especially in decks focused on graveyard interaction and creature-based strategies. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in all graveyards, making it potentially massive in size. This makes it highly desirable inclusion in decks that can easily fill up graveyards, such as those featuring self-mill or graveyard recursion themes.
That sounds like it's written by AI. Okay.
That was the A rating.
That's the A, okay. And, well, alright, give me the reason for the other one.
Yeah, here's the C rating. While it would be quite powerful in the deck that it goes in, that deck would need to be doing some pretty specific things. I think the most important part of that is that its power and toughness exists in all zones. I'm not sure what cards could take advantage of this, but I'm sure there is something. 5 mana for a potentially large body is alright, though you'd want to be leaning pretty heavily into self-mill and discard to beef it up. The biggest thing holding it back from being more broadly useful is that it's a vanilla creature. No ETB triggers means it provides value on its own, and no evasion or trample means it's pretty limited beater without support from other cards.
Damn, you were not kidding when you said that some patrons gave wordy responses.
Yeah.
Alright, you know what? I've changed my mind. That's the C rating, right?
That's the C.
I think that is the real person, and the A rating is the AI.
You would be correct.
Ooh, okay. Alright,
the
one
AI
down.
gives it an A.
Alright, I see. Okay.
I think just due to it can be a big creature.
Yeah, maybe it's just overvaluing size of creature. Alright, hit me with the next one.
Alright, next one will be Lightning Bolt. So the ratings for Lightning Bolt were actually both C.
Oh, okay. I thought the AI was going to overrate this one because Lightning Bolt's like a iconic card. Alright, give me the reasons.
Alright, here's the first one. While Lightning Bolt is a classic and powerful card in other formats, it tends to be less impactful in Commander. The format is slower paced and the starting life total is higher, which diminishes the effectiveness of a 3 damage spell. Additionally, Commander decks often prioritize more versatile removal options. However, Lightning Bolt can find a home in certain niche decks, particularly those that focus on spell slinging themes or decks with specific strategies where direct damage is valuable.
Okay. I mean, that's all true. Alright, what's the other one?
While Lightning Bolt is highly efficient on mana, in the context of a multiplayer game, you are using a card slot for something that is only going to hit one target of one player. At best, you are going to remove a threat and put you and an opponent down one card while the other two players have advantage. While I do run single target removal, I prefer to have those cards that give more options to respond to different threats. For example, a Braid gives you an instant speed 3 damage with the option of artifact destruction. I think Lightning Bolt belongs in decks that can multiply the effect or need cheap spells for storm count, but I don't think it belongs in the average red deck.
Ooh, I think that second one is the real person because it recommended another card, and I feel like ChatGPT was not going to do that.
Okay, you'd be surprised.
Wait, am I wrong?
No, this one you're right.
Okay, all right. Two for two so far. 2 for 2. Hit me with another one.
Let's go Assassin's Trophy.
Oh, okay.
One is an A rating, the other was an S rating.
Okay. I would lean towards S. I think this card's very good.
Okay. All right. Here's the reasoning. So this is the S rating. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best options for removal in Jund decks. It is very cheap and effective, and the fact that it's any permanent means it is very flexible against any deck to get rid of key pieces that your opponents control. Mm-hmm. It's proven to be an invaluable inclusion to any deck in those colors.
That sounds like a person. Give me the A rating.
It provides valuable removal and flexibility in dealing with opposing threats. Assassin's Trophy is an incredibly versatile removal spell in Commander, providing an answer to any non-land permanent at instant speed. Considering its broad applicability and effectiveness in dealing with various threats, its ability to target any permanent and its relatively low mana cost make it a highly desirable inclusion in most decks within its colors. Whether you need to deal with a problematic creature, artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker, Assassin's Trophy can efficiently handle the situation.
Editing Trinket Mage here, and I just noticed that the answer on the left specifies non-land permanent, which I think is really interesting once you see who wrote that. All right, damn. So both of these are like relatively similar-ish responses. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with the S rating is the real person.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
You would be correct again.
Ooh, okay. All right. I feel like, really, ChatGPT gave it an A? That's so weird.
Just an A, yeah. Even though it really like talked it up about how it's so good and so efficient, it still just gave it an A.
Interesting. All right. Give me the next one.
All right. Let's go to everyone's favorite Commander card, Tost Mystic.
A favorite of mine.
Oh yeah, we see this at every LGS. Okay, let's see. One of the ratings was a D. The other was a C.
Okay. The C has to be the AI, or one of my patrons is like trolling. Okay. There's no way this should be a C, right? I thought this was the obvious D. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Hey, 3 mana for a 2/2? What more can you want?
Anything, really.
All right. Here is the D reason. The card is quite below rate for being 3 mana for a 2/2, and it's essentially a vanilla creature given the lack of density of horsemanship creatures. It feels as if it was designed as a silver bullet in an environment where there was a high density of horsemanship creatures, but horsemanship is not widely popular in modern EDH. Even if you were to go up against other people who had horsemanship, there are many other more efficient ways to give creatures unblockable.
Okay, yeah, definitely. All right, hit me with the C rating.
The C rating. Given its ability to be unblockable by creatures with horsemanship, Tost Mystic's niche utility is limited to scenarios where horsemanship creatures are present. While it can potentially offer evasion in certain commander matchups, its effectiveness heavily depends on the prevalence of horsemanship creatures in the meta.
Okay, that's the ChatGPT response. No way. Right? I don't think it knows horsemanship is unplayed.
I mean, it says only in very certain matchups.
That's still my final answer. I think that's ChatGPT.
Okay, you would be correct again.
Okay. Man, I kind of forgot what this card did. I had to look it up again.
Yeah, I know, right? Actually, funny with this one is I actually had to like really push Chat GPT because it could not figure out what this card was either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it kept giving me like, given its ability to tap to prevent damage. I'm like, that's not the creature I'm asking about. And then it started talking about like blue creatures and white creatures, and I'm like, no, this is not this card. It was pretty funny. So even ChatGPT doesn't know about it, and still gave it a C.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Next one.
Let's do Demonic Tutor.
All right. Is this double S?
No.
Oh, okay.
One is an S rating.
Okay.
The other is a B rating.
B. Whoa. Okay. Can I hear what the B is?
I think the card is very powerful, but in Commander, you can only run one copy of it, so it just becomes an extra copy of a card. This can give you the answer you need, but playing a more optimized list sometimes is a better option.
Interesting. Okay, and the other one's the S? Let me hear that.
It's a staple card that can be effectively utilized in virtually any deck within its colors. Demonic Tutor is an incredibly powerful card, allowing you to search your library for any card and put it into your hand. Its versatility and efficiency makes it a highly sought-after card in Commander. Its ability to fetch any card greatly increases consistency and flexibility, making it top choice for many players.
I feel like the S is the ChatGPT, and I think one of my patrons just really underrated Demonic Tutor. I think that's interesting. Am I correct?
You think? Yes.
Ooh.
You would be correct once again. Yeah, B rating for Demonic Tutor.
B for Demonic Tutor. Damn.
I think, dare I say, kind of based.
honestly, I mean, maybe they're cooking a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
should you cut Demonic Tutor for just a redundant effect of what you want? It's ultimately going to be more mana efficient, probably.
Maybe.
They could be cooking.
Let's do Panharmonicon.
Okay.
One of the ratings is an A,
Really? Okay.
and the other is a B.
Okay, give me the A.
Yeah, so this is the A rating for Panharmonicon. Panharmonicon is a powerful card in Commander, especially in decks focused on entering the battlefield effects. Its ability to double triggers of these effects can create immense value and synergies, often leading to explosive turns and overwhelming board states. While it may not fit in every deck, it's highly desirable in decks that heavily rely on ETB effects, such as those featuring creatures with powerful abilities or artifacts that produce value when they enter the battlefield. Therefore, it is a very good card that can fit well in most decks, particularly focused on ETBs.
Okay. So based on our ratings, I feel like that should be a B, and A is just like wrong based on its. Okay, give me the B rating.
Yeah. Okay. B rating. It's a kind of card to call an amplifier. It generates extra value when you do a specific thing. In this case, use ETB triggers, but doesn't do anything by itself, meaning that outside of Blink or similar strategies, it won't be worth the card slot or the 4 mana.
I feel like that's a lot more concise and reasonable. So I think that's the real person.
Okay. And you think the A is ChatGPT?
I think the A is ChatGPT, yeah.
Correct again?
Okay. Hopefully I can get them all right. That'd be kind of...
Yeah, you're on a roll here.
Yeah.
Let's do Mechanized Production.
Okay, I love this card. This card's awesome.
Yeah, I like this card a lot too, but alright, here we go. The two ratings are, I think actually they're the same. Yeah, they're both D.
What D?
Are the two ratings.
That's so mean to Mechanized Production. Come on, at least a C. Alright, tell me one of the Ds.
Alright, here's the first D rating. It doesn't work without additional thematic support, and it's nowhere near the best in slot for win cons or for token generation in artifact decks. There's no reason to play it as a token generator when you can play cards that directly make your token of choice, and there's no reason to play it as a win con when there are so many better options. It's either incredibly easy to interrupt and gives all of your opponents an entire turn cycle to destroy it, or it requires a flash or extra turn enabler. I think the optimal way to play this card is to accept that you're wasting 2 to 3 slots, play your deck until you get the combo, win, pop champagne, and then cut the card.
Okay, no way ChatGPT wrote all that.
Here's the other one. I'd rate Mechanized Production as a D. It's like that ambitious project you pour your heart into, only to realize halfway through that it's not going to work out as you hoped. You invest time and resources into setting it up, only for it to fizzle out without making much of an impact. It's a reminder that not every plan pans out the way we envision, leaving you feeling a bit disappointed and wishing you had chosen a different path. This card is like trying to assemble IKEA furniture. It's a bit of a project, but once you get it set, it's a riot.
Okay, wait. Would ChatGPT say something about IKEA? Okay, now this is tough. Okay, I've changed my mind. I feel like it wouldn't mention a brand, and I think the first one is ChatGPT, and that second response is a patron.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You would be wrong.
Oh.
That is, yeah. ChatGPT brought up IKEA.
What? Did you give it anything else?
No.
It just... Okay.
No.
It just compared mechanized production to IKEA by itself.
I was blown away. Like, I think maybe the mechanized production was the last card I asked it about. And I think it just saw the chain of a bunch of cards I was asking about and just got a little goofier with it. I don't know.
It does sometimes get like more esoteric or something. Like if you ask it multiple things. So maybe that's so whack. Okay, well, I got one. Damn. No perfect score.
It's all right. We can get 9 out of 10 here.
Yeah.
Smothering Tithe.
Double S, right?
No.
Ooh.
One is an S. The other is a B.
The B. All right, give me the B. This has to be ChatGPT. No way Smothering Tithe is not an S. That's crazy. Unless there's another patron just like cooking up something.
Okay. Here's the B. Smothering Tithe is considered a very powerful card that can absolutely outvalue your opponents with access to mana. The downsides are it makes you the threat on the board. It's likely to draw significant removal or player targeting from all players, and you likely want to be doing something else that provides more immediate value. It can be very good in decks that want to cast big creatures. Ramping is super important on turn 2 or 3 if you can manage it. Once you get to 5 or 6 mana, you don't need to gain immediate access to abundance of mana unless it's part of your deck's plan. So it doesn't make sense to keep generating mana if you aren't ready to close out the game. It's a great card for decks that can abuse the access to mana, tokens, or artifacts, but that's about it.
Oh, interesting. I mean, that's actually a pretty good argument for it to be a B. So whoever wrote that, that's pretty good. All right, give me the S.
Yeah, here's the S. It is an exceptionally powerful card in Commander due to its ability to generate a significant amount of mana over the course of a game. Its impact can be game-changing, often allowing players to cast spells and deploy threats ahead of schedule. Considering its potential to dramatically shift the balance of a game into your favor, it is a staple card that can be included in virtually every deck within its colors. Its ability to generate mana and resources makes it an invaluable asset.
I feel like that is the ChatGPT one, and part of the giveaway, I think, is cast creatures ahead of schedule. Now, granted, English is not the first language of every single patron, so, maybe that is, but I feel like that's a ChatGPT line. So I think the S is from ChatGPT, and the B is from a patron who has an interesting hot take.
You would be correct.
Okay.
Correct again. I mean, maybe it's a good point. It does make you the threat. A lot of people don't like hearing you asking if they're going to pay the 2 every turn.
True. And if I don't have any mana sinks, like ultimately, like what am I going to do with 7 extra treasures if I have no artifact synergy?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's still an S, I think, but
Yeah.
We got 2 more, right?
Yeah, we have Inkshield and Tropical Island.
Okay.
Let's do Inkshield.
Okay.
Inkshield got ratings of both A.
Okay. Interesting.
2 A's.
I feel like this is a C, but
Okay. Here's the first A rating. Inkshield is a powerful card in casual Commander, especially in decks focused on token generation or protecting against large attacks. Its ability to create a number of tokens equal to the damage dealt to you can serve as both a defensive tool and a way to amass an army for future offense. While it may not fit into every deck within its colors, it's highly desirable in decks that can leverage token synergies or need additional protection against large attacks.
That sounds like ChatGPT. What's the other one?
The reason I give it an A is because it prevents all damage dealt to you, so that is a really strong one-sided fog effect, and it also creates tokens with flying. The downsides is the high mana cost and the price of the card for someone on a budget make them skip it.
Oh, the mention of budget, I think dead giveaway it's a player. I don't know if ChatGPT cares about budget. So I'm going to say second response is an actual person.
You would be correct.
Okay.
You think ChatGPT is a proxy purist? CDH player?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I don't know why Inkshield... I feel like Inkshield is not an A. Holding up 5 mana... Look, I love terrible 5 mana counterspells. Like, I played that 5 mana counterspell, make 3 clues. Like, I love these terrible cards. But they're not good. 5 mana is a lot to hold up.
It is a lot to hold. The patron mentioned that one. Downside's high mana cost.
Yeah.
Just especially in black-white to hold that much mana open.
Yeah, I know, right?
Unless you have a smothering tithe.
Oh, it's all coming full circle.
Okay. Here's Tropical Island.
All right.
Tropical Island got 2 S's.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
All right. Here's the first one. It is relatively easy to search for with cards that search for specific lands, and it provides 2 colors without coming into play tapped. Being able to search for it is good for color fixing in early turns. For these reasons, I think Tropical Island is a staple card in Commander.
Sounds like a human.
Tropical Island's ability to produce mana of 2 different colors without any drawbacks makes it versatile and valuable in Commander decks that include blue and green. Due to its utility and widespread use in decks within its colors, its ability to provide consistent mana fixing and access to multiple colors makes it an invaluable asset.
Invaluable asset? That's some ChatGPT speak if I've ever heard it. That's my final answer. I think that's it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Now, before we share our thoughts on how good ChatGPT is at evaluating cards, I have one for you to guess.
Oh boy. Like a card?
Yeah. So I got 2 responses, one from ChatGPT and one from the YouTuber Salubrious Snail.
Oh no. Okay.
All right. Now the card is Force Field. I would recommend giving the Oracle text a read on Skyfall. So the cool thing, and you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. All right. All right. The two scores are a B and a C. Which one do you want to hear first?
Give me the B.
While Force Field has a unique ability to prevent damage dealt to you by a single attacking creature for a single mana, it is not essential for most decks within its colors. That's the B rating. And then the C is, it's usually going to be a mediocre defensive card. But the fact it doesn't target makes it a unique piece of tech against Voltron decks.
Oh. Interesting. It mentions Voltron.
Yes.
It's interesting. This is tough because I actually kind of, reading it, I think ChatGPT would have given it a higher score than a B or a C, but I'm gonna say ChatGPT gave it the B.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. It is cool that the card doesn't target. It's just like whenever another or the next time a creature of your choice. So if they have, that's why Snail mentioned Voltron, because if they have a 100/100 with hexproof and they swing at you, you can still pay 1 to reduce it to 1.
Still prevent it.
Yeah. I like the card. It's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I think this is a really cool card, actually. That's what I like reading it. Honestly, I probably would have given it higher than a B.
I think I've been testing it out. I think the card's actually like a sleeper. I mean, it's reserve list and like not many people have it, so that might be why it's a sleeper.
Yeah.
So how well do you think ChatGPT evaluated cards like accurately?
It's hit or miss.
I think so too.
I think it was right on a few of them, like Demonic Tutor an S and Lightning Bolt a C.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think the biggest problem is that it gave Tost Mystic a C, not a D.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a big one. Yeah, I mean, Mechanized Production also a D. I don't know. The human also said D, but I'm inclined to give it higher than that.
I give it at least a C, but like that, all of this is really subjective, which makes it like really hard, in terms of like casual Commander. Like everyone's casual meta is different, and ChatGPT has no casual meta, right? Or at least not a real one.
Yeah, it doesn't get that kind of context. around
Yeah,
cards.
exactly. So I think, my job evaluating cards is still safe for now.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
All the questions I was asking about cards, I've probably taught it a lot more. So I don't know.
True.
Smarter.
Next time we do this, it'll be better.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's it. How do you think ChatGPT did in terms of evaluating cards? How well do you think my patrons evaluated the cards? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching, and special thanks to my tier 3 patrons whose names you see here. If you want to be in the credits, check out the Patreon.